My name is James, and in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I made an online AI tool for generating voices, and I used AI to completely make the full app. I didn't write a single line of code for this. AI generated everything for me. I used a program called Cursor AI to do this, and in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can do the same thing in just a couple of days using prompts to write your code so you can generate an app for your idea.
In this video, I am going to be showing this AI app that allows you to generate the voices of celebrities, politicians, cartoon characters, and natural sounding voices.
Greetings! You may utilize the app free of charge. There's a link in the description. Should you deplete your free credits and desire more, simply like this video and leave a comment. I will then augment your account with additional credits.
Join me as we explore how, in just 4 days, I harnessed the power of artificial intelligence to develop this app. Discover how you, too, can create your own applications without any coding knowledge whatsoever.
Firstly, this is the app that I created. For now, it's just called AI Voice Generator. You can use it for free. There is a link in the description. You can go to that link, sign up. You will get free credits. If you want more free credits, you can just like this video, leave me a comment below so I know, and I can go in and add some more free credits to your account so you can carry on generating AI voices. The app has a few pages to it. So once you log in, this is the home screen that you will see. And from here, we can go to the Generate Voices page. The first thing that you're going to need to do is select your language. I've made this available in multiple languages. So you can go and select whichever language you want to generate the voice in. And once you select that language, it'll then allow you to choose which characters are available that speak those languages. So for my case, I am going to just select English. Once we have selected the language, then it's going to load up all the voices that you could use. So on the right-hand side here, we have all the voices that are available. There are a lot of voices. There are thousands of voices actually that are available all through this. So we can see lots and lots of voices. You can search for a voice here. It'll just come up with the voice that you've searched for. Then you can also select a category, which will just place voices in categories. So if you were looking for celebrities, you can go click on celebrities. It'll then load all the celebrity voices that it has here, and you can go and find your celebrity. Once you have found the character or the celebrity that you are looking for, then you can just enter some text in the text block. I haven't selected anyone. Here we go, Kurt Cobain. You can click the Generate Audio button. It'll take a few seconds to actually go and generate the audio for you. And then the audio clip will appear at the bottom of the page here once generated, and you can play from here. You also have a download button directly over here, and it'll save it into your history. You'll be able to see a full history of everything that you've done, and you can download as you need it. Then we also have a purchase credits page, which I have created here. And this just gives you additional credits. So you will get 10 free credits every month when you sign up for this account. If you purchase credits, they will last forever. You will still get the 10 free credits every month, and you'll use the 10 free credits first before you use your paid credits. You have a My Account page, which will just tell you all the information of your account and when you've last purchased. And then a help and support page, which just gives you some basic information. And if you have any questions or anything, you can just come and join my Discord. You can join from here. There's also a link in the description for my Discord, so you can go there and you can join from the link in the description as well. And that is the AI voice generator. I made this AI voice generator in 4 days, and I used AI to create this voice generator. I didn't have to write any code for this, and it completely deployed on Firebase, which has allowed me to upload this free without paying any monthly charge to Firebase because my usage is very low. And I just used text prompts in 2 programs to get this working. And I'm going to go through all the steps that you would need to do to create this. The first place that I started out when creating this was an app called Bolt.new. So just go to Bolt.new in your web browser. And what this allows you to do is give it a prompt and it'll start building what you're looking for. So this is the very first place that I started. So we can put a prompt into Bolt.new of exactly what we want. All right, so now that I've given it the prompt, which describes the app that I want to build. So it's giving it a description of how the app works. It's telling it exactly what pages I need inside of the app. And it's telling it that I need a modern UI and UX, and I want some colorful components in there as well. So we're just going to hit enter to see what Bolt.new comes back with. So what we can see now is that it's actually starting to write all the code that we need, and it's installing dependencies in this test environment as well. So what that'll mean for us is that we'll actually be able to see in here a preview of what the app is going to look like once it's built, and we can make changes from there. So then we'll just ask the app to make changes if we don't like something that it's done. And if it runs into an error, which it does quite often, what we can do is just ask it to fix that error, and it'll go and it'll review what it's done and try fix that error. So let's see what it comes up with here. Okay, so we can see that it's finished building everything that it should, and it's just finishing installing the dependencies that it needs. Now we should get a preview, but we might get an error. So let's see what it comes up with. Okay, we can see there's an error. That's fine. That's perfect. So what we can do is I can actually just copy this error. And, all right, it didn't copy the error. That's fine. So it's come up with an error. What we can do is just tell it that the page isn't working. So we can just told it in plain text that the app is not working and nothing is displaying, and it should go and review its code to see exactly what is wrong. And it's relatively good at doing this, where it can just review, it'll find the error that it's made. And I've found that when you give it more complex tasks, when you give it longer tasks like I've given it with multiple pages and so on, it often just leaves out something that it should have done in the first place and it just didn't get to. And basically you're asking it, can you continue generating these things that I need? What we can see here is it actually didn't create a bunch of the pages which I initially asked it to do, which ran into an error. So by asking it to fix the errors, we're kind of just asking it, can you continue with the development so that I can see something? Sometimes the preview does take a little while to show. So give it a little bit of time. If it doesn't show immediately, if you get this white screen, just give it a minute or two because it's probably still loading. As we can see right here. So here we see that the app did load. So we've got basically very similar to what I've created in my app because I used Bolt for this. So it would be similar. We can see that there's a few things that aren't great so far. So we can see that obviously the navigation here looks very strange with these big black blocks, which we'll need to fix that. Otherwise, we can see that we've got, some nice general information blocks here. We've got some quick links over here, and we've got recent activity here. We've got a generate voices page. Again, relatively similar to what I've got. And you can select a voice, you can select a language, you can input some text, and you can generate the voice. So this isn't going to generate voices immediately because we haven't done any work into integrating an API or building anything else. This is just giving us the structure that we'll need to do the next bit of work. But we'll see we have a history page, again, very similar to what I've done, a buy credits page, again, very similar to what we've got here on mine. We have a My Accounts page. It's added a bit more. So we added a profile, preferences, notifications, security, and so on. And then a help page as well with some links. But what we can see is the color scheme is just not very good. The black and the purple don't work very well together. So let's ask it to fix the color scheme. We're going to give it a relatively general prompt here and just fix the colors in the app. Let's see what it does automatically with that. So it's doing the right thing. It's going into the CSS file and it's just updating the CSS, and then it's updating the index CSS, and then it's updating the home as well. So we'll probably see that it might update a couple of other pages as well, just to make sure that the color schemes fit. But let's see how it goes. All right, so we can see that it hasn't done this very well. It's made everything white, which is just, we just can't see. The user experience is terrible here. We can't actually see what we're clicking on or anything like that. What we can do in this scenario is actually find some guidelines online as to how we would design this nicely, and we can give it those guidelines. So let's search for that. Let's search for UI UX guidelines for the AI to follow to make this app look better and feel better and just not look so plain as it does at the moment. We're just going to give it a very general search here. Let's have a look at this page over here. Just open a couple of these. Let's just open a couple of these links. Let's have a look. All right, this is the one we're going to use. So what we can do is we can just copy the URL for the page that we found that gives us some nice guidelines. I'll add this specific link in the description as well if you would like to use this. I have actually used this exact one in the past as well for some other projects that I'm working on. I may have used this for this AI voice generator as well, but I'm pretty sure that I used this for another project. So once we have the URL, we can just ask the AI in the chat to use the guidelines from this URL for the user, for the UI and UX. So what the AI is going to do now is it's going to go and look at that URL. It's going to go grab that URL, have a look at what's in that URL, and then try and implement some of those changes that it would need to into our app. So let's see how well it does. All right, so what we can see is it's definitely used. We've been given a light mode and a dark mode now that apparently doesn't work. We've been given a notifications button. We can now move the sidebar, and generally it looks a little bit better, but there's still the white that we need to fix. So let's fix the white. We gave it a couple of prompts and the AI went off and it added a bunch of colors. It made it look a little bit better, and we can obviously change those colors as needed. It also fixed our light mode and dark mode button over here. So we have a light mode and a dark mode. Obviously, when we go and click on pages, it's given a little bit more color. It's given the gradient on the selected pages, and it's looking just a lot better. So now that we have this dashboard, now we have a dashboard that we can actually work with. The next step is to take this dashboard out of Bolt, and we're going to put it into Cursor AI to actually add all the functionality that we need. So you can come into this download button. You can download this directly. Once you click the download button, it'll download into your files. You can then open Cursor AI, which is an AI product for developing tools as well, which allows you to prompt in natural language to add components and make your dashboard actually work. We just need to drop our project in here. Now that we've opened this in our development environment, what we're going to need to do is just make sure that we run npm install to install any dependencies that need to run on here. Once we've installed all the dependencies, we can then run npm run dev. And this is going to start a development environment on our local host for us. So we can come and click on this URL that it's given us. And it'll open our website in localhost. So this will open up on our computer in our browser. And we can see that it is exactly the same as what we have in Bolt. So we don't need Bolt anymore. Now that we have your app open inside of Cursor, we can actually ask Cursor to just do all the additional functionality that we need. So if you need to add ChatGPT into your app, then you can ask it to add ChatGPT for the specific functionality. So we click on the little chat bar, we can give it a command, and then what we're going to do is, there are two ways. So you can add a file by clicking over here, and you can select one of your files that you want to specifically speak about. Or we can give it the code base command, which means that it must read through all the code in your app, and then it must integrate the command that you've asked it for with everything, not just one file. So we're going to give it the code base command. It's going to search through all my files. And then it's going to start giving us pages to create and all the code needed within inside there. So we can see it's given us a chat interface page, and it's going to carry on building out all the code. Now there's a second way to do this, because this way is a little bit manual. You have to click on this. You'll have to create the page. You'll have to then apply all the code to the page. There's a second way to do this, is with the Cursor Composer. So on my Mac, if you press Command I, it's going to bring up the Cursor Composer. And Cursor Composer is like the chat, except what it's going to do now is it's going to go and do everything automatically for you. It's not going to give you all the steps that you need to go and do. It's just going to go and do things. So again, we're not going to have the single file. We're going to select the @ button and then code base. That'll say that it needs to look through our full code base. We then can put our command in again and say submit. Composer is now going to go off and review all our code. And then once it's reviewed all our code, it's going to determine what it still needs. And it's just going to go and do all those tasks for you. It's going to go and generate the text generation page, the help, and it's going to go and generate all the pages that it needs to build in the additional functionality that you have asked for. It's also going to go and update any existing pages that you have. We can see right now it's updating the package.json. And it's done everything. We can see the little green dots means that it's gone and actioned all of those. So we can say accept all. And then we can have a look. Did it? So we've got another warning here. That's fine. We can exit our composer now. And what we can do is we can see this warning has come up here. We can actually select the warning that it's given us and just say add to chat or add to composer. Again, if we add it to chat, it's going to walk us through the steps that we need to do to go and fix that, and we can copy the code and so on. If we add it to composer, it's just going to go and fix it for us automatically. So we add to composer and we say fix this. So then I'm going to go review the code again, and it's going to say, okay, I've noticed a few things that are incorrect. Let me go and fix those. We can say accept all. And what we can see now is it has removed our error. What we'll need to do then is just come back and make sure that we add in all our API keys. So we'll come to this file here. We'd go get our API key, we'll paste it in here, and then that additional functionality will become available inside of our app. So now what we can see is it's actually added this generate text with AI. So we can give it a prompt and it'll actually generate text for us using AI. The third step is to deploy this to Firebase, as I have done. And what you'll need to do is you'll need to actually go to Firebase, start a project. Once you've started a project, you can come back to Cursor AI and you can just tell Cursor that you need to implement your project through Firebase. So Firebase are going to give you a couple of settings to do this. You can come and you can press Command I for your Cursor Composer. You can make sure you tag the code base. It is now going to search through your files again, and it's going to do all the necessary steps for you to integrate this into Firebase and actually make a live app that you can start inviting your customers to. As we can see, it's created all the API keys that might be needed for your Firebase. Firebase are going to give you these. You can say accept all, and then you can go back and just make sure that you've implemented all your keys, and then you can deploy to Firebase. You can ask Composer to deploy it to Firebase for you, and your app will become available like my app has within Firebase. So these are all the steps you can take to build your own app. You can use my app for free. The link is in the description. But if you have a really good idea and you want to implement your idea really quickly so you can start getting customers using it, and then you can obviously show an investor or build a business from there, this is a really great way to very quickly create a proof of concept for your new business that doesn't take up a lot of time and will not take a lot of money either. Obviously, if you are inviting a lot of people to your app, you've got to make sure that your security is good and that you are following all the best practices. And that will just come with a little bit of time and practice and actually understanding. But for you to go from nothing to something that someone can use can take a couple of days using these free tools that I've shown you. Please subscribe to my channel if you want to learn more about using AI to build apps and integrating AI into those apps. I put content out here weekly on different apps that I've built and different software that you can use in the AI space to do that.